Dear customer, thank you for purchasing SENFENG laser equipment. This installation video is relatively long, so please watch it carefully and patiently. Chapters have been added to the video, allowing you to drag the timeline and review key installation procedures repeatedly. It is recommended that you watch the entire installation video first, then follow along with the video to install the machine. Installation warning. Please inspect the equipment appearance and machine structure before installation. Installers must have experience in electrical and mechanical operations. Arrange multiple personnel to cooperate in the installation and wear relevant protective equipment. Installation must be carried out in strict accordance with the procedures. Don't change the installation order without authorization. Do not power on the machine before installation is fully completed. Do not disassemble any precision components of the machine without authorization. Violent installation that may damage the equipment is prohibited. Pay attention to hoisting safety and electrical safety during installation. Check the phase sequence when connecting the power supply and verify that the voltage meets the equipment requirements. Do not approach the equipment during operation to avoid collision injuries. If any problems occur during installation, stop the installation immediately and contact our after-sales personnel promptly. Installation preparation tools. Parts list. Installation sequence table of contents. One. Equipment placement. Warning. Crushing, falling, and striking hazards exist during equipment lifting. Operation by certified personnel only and strictly follow safety procedures. Use a crane to lift the press brakes, and the hook must be securely fastened to the designated lifting points on both sides of the press brakes. For models of 400 tons and above, there are 4 lifting points. Place the foundation backing plates at the intended positions in advance. Then lower the machine onto the backing plates. Ensure the machine is roughly leveled when landing to facilitate subsequent fine leveling. 2. Remove all the packaging. 3. Component installation. Warning. Fall hazard during equipment installation at height. Only qualified personnel are permitted. Strictly follow safe operating procedures. Remove the upper front sheet metal assembly from the oil cylinder. If the sheet metal is installed upside down, reverse it to the correct orientation and install it into the corresponding screw holes. Ties the terminal of the overhead rear sheet metal lamp to the corresponding position. Take out the proportional valves and note the distinction between Y1 and Y2. When facing the machine, the left one is Y1 and the right one is Y2. Install the Y2 proportional valve on the right side, above the machine. Note, the valve must contain 3 sealing rings, otherwise oil leakage will occur. Install the thin hydraulic line on the lower port of the Y2 side. Tighten the 4 mounting screws of the proportional valve in a crosswise, diagonal tightening sequence to secure the valve. Then, install the thick hydraulic line on the upper port of the Y2 side. Connect the 2 connectors of the control cable. Install the thin hydraulic tube, thick hydraulic tube, electrical connectors, and proportional valve on the Y1 side in sequence. Installation procedure is identical to that of the Y2 side. Install the sheet metal cover for the Y2 side. Note: a total of 8 screws are required. The 4 inner screws must be installed by reaching hand underneath the sheet metal. Install the sheet metal cover for the Y1 side. A total of 8 screws are used, with the installation method identical to that of the Y2 side. Install the protective doorframe sheet metal on the Y2 side of the machine. Note: distinguish between left and right components. Ensure the screw hole located under the doorframe is properly fastened. Install the light curtain, noting the distinction between left and right directions. The left side is the transmitter, and the right side is the receiver. Then install the protective door on the Y2 side. Secure the hinges to the door frame using screws. Install the protective sheet metal and protective door on the Y1 side of the machine. The installation method is consistent with that of the Y2 side. Install the anti-collision bar onto the bed of the bending machine. 4. Filling anti-wear hydraulic oil. Open the fuel tank cover on the rear side and fill with hydraulic oil. The oil level must exceed 80% of the oil gauge range. ISO VG 46 anti-wear hydraulic oil shall be used. 5. Electrical circuit connection. Safety critical. This procedure must be carried out exclusively by a qualified electrician with on-site supervision in compliance with local electrical safety regulations. Connect the 2 safety interlock plugs on the left and right sides of the bending machine. Install the foot pedal and plug its connector into the socket at the bottom of the electrical cabinet. Open the electrical cabinet on the right side of the machine. There is a terminal block at the bottom inside the cabinet. The machine generally uses a 3-phase 380V power supply. Special models may be 220V or 415V, subject to the information on the nameplate. The bending machine requires a grounding wire and no neutral wire. The required power supply voltage for the equipment is 380V plus or minus 10%. If the supply voltage is excessively high, an additional transformer shall be installed. If the voltage is unstable, fluctuation exceeds 10%, a voltage stabilizer must be installed. 6. Power on debugging. Turn on the main power supply of the workshop. Open the equipment cabinet door and check whether there is a phase sequence protector inside the electrical cabinet. Condition 1. Phase sequence protector is installed in the electrical cabinet. Turn on the main switch on the electrical cabinet door. Step 1. Observe the phase sequence protector. A green indicator light means the wiring phase sequence is correct. A red indicator light indicates an incorrect phase sequence of the power cables. In this case, reverse the phase sequence of the wires at the terminal block. Step 2. After disconnecting the machine from power, open the electrical cabinet door and swap the phase sequence of any 2 of the 3-phase live wires on the terminal block. Step 3. Keep the cabinet door open. Turn on the power switch to energize the machine and observe the phase sequence protector. At this point, a green indicator light on the phase sequence protector confirms correct wiring. Condition 2. No phase sequence protector is installed in the electrical cabinet. Step 1. Turn on the key switch. After the screen fully lights up, press the oil pump start button. If the green indicator illuminates, the oil pump has started normally. Step 2. Access the vending machine system. Click the upper right corner of the screen and enter the password 14753 in the pop-up dialog box. Step 3. First select Machine. Enter the maintenance interface, then enter diagnosis mode and select Continue. For Series 50 models, 53TX, 58TX, select I, O test and offset adjust. For Series 60 models, 66S, 69S, select DM module test. Then click Select Module. Step 4. Locate 3 and 4 under Digital Out. If the value of 2A in the Analog In field increases when 3 is clicked and decreases when 4 is clicked, the phase sequence is correct. If the value of 2A decreases when 3 is clicked and increases when 4 is clicked, the phase sequence is incorrect and must be corrected. Step 5. If the value of 2A does not change when pressing 3 and 4, inspect the machine for faults, unstable power supply, tripped circuit breakers in the electrical cabinet, or other abnormal conditions. Step 6. Tap the End button in the bottom right corner of the screen twice to exit diagnostic mode. Warning: the equipment must only be used with the correct power phase sequence. Otherwise, it may cause damage to the equipment. 7. Software debugging. Ensure the oil pump start button is pressed and the green indicator is lit. Set the software to manual mode. Press the green start button on the software interface. At this point, the punch will rise and the machine will begin initialization. Wait for the press brakes to complete initialization. 8. Adjust the safety light curtain. Step 1. Lower the punch to a height of approximately 5-6 centimeters. Note: the punch will descend at a relatively slow speed before the light curtain is adjusted. Step 2. First press the pump off button, then press the emergency stop button. Step 3. Place the auxiliary tooling between the punch and die. Step 4. Direct the red light emitted by the left light curtain emitter to the center of the marked hole on the auxiliary tooling. Loosen the locking handle of the light curtain. Adjust the light curtain up or down to the target height. Then tighten the handle to lock the light curtain in place, ensuring no movement. Loosen the nuts connected to the machine. Adjust the light curtain left or right to the center position of the auxiliary tooling. Then tighten the fixing screws with a hex key. Step 5. Remove the auxiliary tooling. Step 6. Adjust the right light curtain receiver so that the red light spot aligns with the center of the receiving area. If the indicator light of the light curtain is on, the signal is well received and the light curtain operates normally. If the indicator light is off, the adjustment is not completed and the position of the light curtain needs further adjustment. Step 7. After adjustment, the punch can move at high speed. 8. Adjust the level. When facing the press brakes, the left one is number 1, the right one is number 2, the rear left one is number 3, and the rear right one is number 4. Note: Turning the leveling foot bolt clockwise will raise the corresponding foot. Turning it counterclockwise will lower the corresponding foot. Place the level horizontally on the lower die. Observe the bubble deviation and adjust leveling number 1 and number 2 using a wrench or pipe wrench. Specify model. To ensure the levelness is within 0.02 millimeters per meter. Place the level horizontally across the lower die. Observe the bubble deviation and adjust leveling number 3 and number 4 with a wrench to level the machine. Position the level at various locations on the lower die and check the level repeatedly to ensure complete leveling. Then gently tighten the nuts of all foundation bolts using a wrench. Note: do not apply excessive torque. Tighten only enough to secure the nuts and prevent loosening. Warning: the equipment must be level and free of any movement prior to operation. At this point, the installation of the SENFENG BDE series press brakes is complete. If the issue cannot be resolved using this guide, please contact our online after-sales service department or our engineer for further assistance. Thank you for your time.